Okay.
Black Friday's only a couple months away.
Like I always tell the city attorney, I want to be the first guy that donates the first dollar for the national championship trophy case as soon as Iowa needs one. I really-
Can we get Ed to shut up?
Yeah.
It's not his turn.
Okay, we should be, I think we're good to go.
Perfect. I will call to order the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting on Monday, August 22nd at 5:47 PM. Hillary, would you call the roll for us, please?
Thompson. Steiger.
Yeah.
Samuelson.
Here.
Forrest.
Here.
Grant. Brown.
Here.
Reagan.
Here. Item number 3, approval of the agenda. Does anyone have any additions or revisions to tonight's agenda? Hearing nothing, we'll take a vote to approve the agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Can I get a second for that?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I need a motion in a second.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
Thanks, Hillary.
Yep.
Item number 4, approve the July 25th, 2022 minutes of the regular Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. Any revisions to the July 25th minutes? Hearing nothing, I'll entertain a motion to approve the July 25th, 2022 minutes.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 5, consideration and recommendation on the proposed vacation of a public storm sewer easement adjacent to Marketplace Drive. Elliot, would you brief us on this, please?
Yep, so you guys have already seen the preliminary plat, site plan, and final plat of this development. Something we didn't, as staff, realize was on this plat is that we had a public storm sewer easement for the temporary detention that's in the backside of the townhome units and the commercial parcels in this area on Marketplace. And simply what we're doing here is vacating that easement so that that infrastructure can go in obstruction free. The infrastructure provision as part of the site plan approval was approved by the city engineer and will take over the stormwater load that this overland corridor currently handles. And it'll be in a more permanent stormwater facility. So we're just taking care of that so that infrastructure can move forward. And I put in the packet for everybody's reference the plat, just in case you wanted to see where that was. And it is right on the southern edge. It's very small, only about 400 square feet. But it is contained within this first phase. So once they get that water line installed, when we have that easement vacated, they'll be able to properly begin construction. Otherwise, that easement is sitting underneath someone's house.
Is there a storm water line there right now?
Yes, there's an outlet pipe that is overlanding everything into what was, it's still currently temporary detention. It'll be finalized into a permanent basin as the build out of this continues.
Are there any members of the public here on item number 5?
Does the stormwater go to a holding basin or does it proceed on to somewhere else?
It is detained in an outlet into the drainage corridor behind the units, I believe. Actually, I think really quick. I need to mute the YouTube live, not the Zoom meeting, because there's people trying to speak. So. So yeah, currently, if you look at the aerial image, it's most moved. That outlet pipe is right here, and it handles stormwater. It comes from from across the road as well. And right now it's all overlanding here. It doesn't detain very much right now. It's not a terribly deep basin. Gets into this riparian area pretty quick. The new development there will contain a little bit more robust stormwater infrastructure that was not temporary in design from the lots.
So since this item is just a recommendation, what do you need from us as a commission?
Simply that, a motion for recommendation of vacation.
And by doing that motion, do we need to be specific that we're giving the motion to vacate, knowing that the site plan will include a new location?
I think that's inferred.
Okay.
Recommendation, because we've already approved construction documents.
Right.
With those pipes.
Any further discussion from the commission? I'll entertain a motion on item 5.
Stagger me.
One second.
Would you call the roll, please?
Forrest,
Yes.
Brown.
Yep.
Thompson.
Yes.
Steiger,
Yes.
Samuelson,
Yes.
Reginator.
Yes. Item number 6, a request from Hubble Realty Company for the approval of the site plan of Holland Point Plat 2. Elliot, would you brief us on this item?
Yes, and the reason this is gonna sound familiar is because you guys did the preliminary plat not that long ago. And part of that preliminary plat contains townhomes, which are R3 zoning. That requires a site plan approval from the city. So you guys have already given preliminary plat approval for the lot layout, the right-of-way layout, et cetera. Something that we should have included on that submittal was the building footprints and also the elevations for the townhome units. So that's what we're considering here tonight. They're out there building the infrastructure right now. I actually went and checked it out before the meeting, and I know some of you live kind of near there. So you've probably seen a good amount of activity, but this is what the site layout is going to look like. It's all fourplexes and duplexes. We're not so much looking at the duplexes because those don't actually require site plan approval, but they're included in here for the sake of completing the plat, its entire phase. So we did a architectural compliance check and had to make some revisions on second submittal. So those do meet the regulations in our zoning ordinance for the townhome units. Happy to answer any questions, and we have multiple folks attending the meeting tonight in person and virtually who can also answer questions.
Would anyone here on behalf of item 6 like to make a comment to the commission? Any questions or deliberation from the commission on this item? Hearing nothing, I'll entertain a motion on item 6.
Force motions.
Thompson seconds.
Lori, would you call the roll, please?
Brown,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Steiger,
Yes.
Samuelson,
Yes.
Forrest,
Yes.
Reginator.
Yes. Item number 7, request from Warren County Land Company LLC for the approval of the final plat of Valley View Plat 1. Elliot, could you brief us on this item, please?
Yeah, I didn't realize our monitors were not active. I wonder if I can activate that real quick. Oh. Sorry, Steve, I didn't realize this were. Oh, maybe they weren't going. We had them working earlier today. Shoot. Okay, Is that all right if we continue? Is that, you guys trust that I'm showing the right thing up here? Yep, so item number 7, this is the first of 2, maybe 3 phases of the Valley View development south of Orchard Hills, west of Wright Road. What we're looking at here primarily is the final plating of some of the duplex units, and then also a series of the detached single family. So lots 1 through 16 on here are the duplex units, kind of a continuation of the duplexes that are across Orchard Hills Drive from there. Pretty much a mirror image, and then handful of the single family dwellings here, and then also on some new right of way going south and west. Staff right now is working on a parkland dedication agreement in conjunction with this. So the parkland has been identified. It's the outlot Z here. It's a little bit smaller than what our current subdivision regulations require because it was preliminary platted under the old regulations. So if anybody's out there doing the math, that's why. But we're in the middle of drafting that agreement. We've done a little bit of research outside the, well, on our own as staff with some of the other communities in the metro to figure out what they do for parkland. And we're going to try to do something a little bit different with our adoption process. But that's something that we're working on with internally first and then with the developer as well. Once that is ready, then it would go to city council and be considered at the same time as this plan. So, happy to answer any questions, and we have someone here representing this project as well.
Would any members of the public like to speak on item number 7? State your name and your address for us, please,
My name is
sir.
Kevin Crawford. I'm with Cooper Crawford and Associates, 475 South 50th, Suite 800 in West Des Moines, here representing Warren County Land. I have nothing further to add. I just be willing to answer any question you folks might have.
Thank you. Any questions or further deliberation on the commission?
Elliot, with our, I guess, future plans, is there any thought on the south side of this that this will connect to the current gravel road further south, or is that not?
No, that's not.
This will all stay contained on
Yes.
Wright Road?
Correct.
Okay.
So the future land use plan gets a little bit weird around here, but south of the area that they're working in, we've got it identified as future industrial.
Right.
And there's also kitty corner from here is the Shirk property, which was the one that was boxed in when the annexation request went through last week at city council. That too is in future industrial, but it's gonna be this farmstead for as long as we can see. So this will be self-contained. I wouldn't imagine there's any growth south of here for quite some time.
How about west?
West, we don't know anything about. That's, I think that's still in the county. And not entirely sure who owns that. We do have sewer going up through there. Can't
Is it-
recall how far it goes, but the Zelliot family are the ones who owned that property that this is being developed on. So
Is that-
maybe, but we haven't heard any contact from them as staff.
Is it South River sewer line? Does that open up a lot of that for development? It does, doesn't it? Or is that servable now? You know,
The land immediately west of there,
yeah, just curious.
I'm not sure. I just don't know how far up that pipe goes at this time. Yeah, I'd have to ask Tony Belizio
Okay.
on that one.
Reason I ask is because now we're continuing to add traffic on Wright Road or push it up through whatever that road is that comes up.
Orchard
Yeah,
Hills.
so are we comfortable with that increased traffic on those roads like that? There's no issues there? Adding this entire piece?
As of now, yes, at some point. At some point, there may need to be a traffic study done of that intersection of Wright Road and Orchard Hills Drive. What exactly that looks like for the future. Someday, somehow, there will be a southern connection down to Delaware. I would assume. The only thing that might get in the way of that is we're talking about an industrial area that Delaware cuts through the middle. Do we want residential traffic going through that?
I would imagine as development continues to go west as well, there'll be potential to develop on the west side of Orchard Hills Elementary and open up avenues out that direction.
That entrance road into the elementary school site was also built to public right-of-way standard. Perfect. So that will be another north-south connection at some point when the school district decides that they're, what they're gonna do with that, and if it goes off to development or something else.
School district owns both those parcels, don't they?
Yes, they own all 80 acres.
That's what I thought. These two. Yeah, I got those two. Okay.
Any further questions or deliberation? Hearing nothing, I'll entertain a motion on item 7.
Brown motions. Samuelson will second.
Lori, would you call the roll, please?
Brown,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Steiger.
Yes.
Samuelson.
Yes.
Force,
Yes.
Reginator.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Item number 8, city council update from Ed Cool.
Yeah, I don't know, we just lost our crowd. Well, the biggest thing that we talked about as far as the world of planning and zoning, I think, was really in the work session we had. We have a work session before the council meeting starts. And we discussed the Norwalk Central project, and DeNovo briefed us on the cost overruns. As y'all know, cost of construction's gone up considerably. So it's probably more than 17%, which is what it was running last month, right? But the council gave the go-ahead that we would go ahead and complete this project because it's so important. And if we need to, what we'll do is adjust other projects going down the road, right? Maybe we may have to put off a street here and there, you know, for being reconstructed and like that. But we think this is a real key project for the community. Then as we got into the session, let's see, we approved the granting of an easement to Mid-America Energy for an underground electric along Highway 28 and Beardsley Street as we're changing that intersection project. And I think in the offing, we're working on an ordinance that will require underground electrical and all new streets and additions, which I think would be a good move. Let's see. I brought this along so I wouldn't miss anything. Let's see. And we held a hearing and approved an annexation for the property down by North River to annex that just south of Delaware. I don't have a map or anything to show you, but basically we've got a commercial tract down there that's a project for us that we've had some interest in. And that's what really precipitated the sewers being put in along North River. So that moves forward there. And we hired an engineering company to come in and help us with draw up and planning for the reconstruction of Golden Valley Drive up in Lakewood. That one's really rough. It's got some sewer issues and other things that it just needs to be rebuilt. And then we also approved a shared driveway easement agreement as we do the Highway 28 and Beardsley interchange. It changes drastically the entry into the service station that's on the east side. There's also a commercial lot just south of there that the owner's interested in developing. And we have a desire to be able to put a parking lot in for the park that we have up there now. So we voted to put an access road in, or driveway road in, that'll actually allow each one of those entities to have access onto that road. That's probably only fair anyway, since we're taking away the access directly off Beardsley for the service station. That's gotta go because of the way the street has to be redesigned. Let's see, what else did we do
So
here?
where's the entrance to that lot going?
It'll go
Just
east.
further east of the current one?
That's right. Yeah, down toward that first interchange down there by, that leads up past the drought house. And then it'll run parallel for a little bit along the south edge of the road. And then we also approved an engineering agreement for reconstruction this year on the rehabilitation of North Avenue over in the area of 17th Street. There's a stretch of it there that'll probably be about 3 interchanges long, north of the high school, to try to get that resurfaced and redesigned a little bit. And then we did the second reading on official zoning map to accommodate that property that you deliberated on a while ago at 1010 Sunset Drive down there, to be able to get that work through. And I think that's it. I think in the world of planning and zoning, those were all the things we did. So any questions at all for me? Great, thank you very much.
Thank you. Economic development update. Is Holly on the call with us? Item number 10, community development update from Luke.
He's not on the call, but I can be Luke for now. He didn't tell me what to talk about, but I know a few things. We had a comp plan steering committee meeting today that dealt with some prioritization of goals. We got about 2/3 of the way through it in 2 hours. It was supposed to be a 1-hour meeting, so that's a thing that we're gonna have to continue another day. Lots of high-level stuff, but you guys are not far away from seeing that in its final form. That's kind of the major thing to report. Upcoming developments. We just got a lot of construction coming, really. That's kind of the main thing. We've been anticipating a few pre-app meetings for a few developments that just haven't happened yet. So I can't officially report on anything other than a retail structure that did submit a preliminary site plan for this area north of City State Bank. It's a strip retail center that, well, there's signs out on the highway for it. Very north on Highway 28. So we're reviewing that and hopefully getting it a little bit more right-sized for the site. So kind of the main thing going on in community development right now is that review and comp plan finalization. So happy to answer any questions at any time. Otherwise, that's it.
Always like seeing Luke's school picture.
Gonna say, you left it pretty open there. Any questions?
Yeah.
The sweater vest is kind of a nice touch.
A little bit more formal than we get from our city council.
Yeah.
All right, our next meeting date is September 12th, 2022 at 5:45 PM. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I will adjourn the meeting at 6:11 PM.
All right, well done.
Thanks, everyone.
You go to middle school?
No, farm.